What's up, Raider Nation? Victor here. And buckle up, because today we're talking about moves that could completely reshape the future of the Las Vegas Raiders. Free agency is heating up. The franchise tag window is open. Trade rumors are flying. And somehow, the Raiders are right in the middle of all of it. And I've got to ask you something right now. Are we about to build this thing the smart way, or are we about to swing for the fences? Let's start with free agency. There are three under-the-radar names the Raiders need to be watching if they hit the market. First, a 6'4" corner who just led the NFL in takeaways in 2025. Pro Bowl season, 23 interceptions by his team's secondary last year. Still just 27 years old. Physical, long, playmaker. You pair that with this defense, that changes things. Then there's a wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers who quietly led his team in targets over the last 4 seasons. 55 catches. 724 yards in 2025. Knows the Shanahan system tree, which matters big time in Clint Kubiak's offense. We're talking about a Nevada product who understands spacing, timing, red zone routes, and Raider Nation, we need reliability for a young quarterback. And then at safety, a tone setter from the Los Angeles Rams who played more snaps than anyone on their defense, made a game-saving interception in the playoffs, and is a top 5 tackler at his position. That's culture. That's accountability. That's winning DNA. But that's just the calm before the storm. Because now, let's talk about the rumor that has the NFL world buzzing. There's a wild trade idea floating around involving the Dallas Cowboys. And it centers around one of the most electric young wide receivers in football. A guy who just put up 93 receptions, 429 receiving yards, third in the NFL, 9 touchdowns career highs across the board. A legit top 10 receiver last season. The proposal? Dallas sends that star wideout and the no. 20 pick, in exchange for the Raiders sending out the heartbeat of our defense, Max Crosby, plus a second-round pick. Let that sink in. You're talking about trading a perennial Pro Bowl pass rusher who averages double-digit sacks and 20-plus QB hits per season for a 24-year-old offensive weapon entering his prime. This isn't fantasy football. This is franchise identity stuff. Crosby makes around $30 million per year over the next 2 seasons. He's proven. He's relentless. He's Raider culture. But the receiver? Younger, explosive, just had a 400-yard season. And if we're about to draft a franchise quarterback, pairing him with that kind of weapon changes everything. So here's the real debate, Raider Nation. Do you build through defense and stability, or do you reset the timeline around offense, youth, and upside? Because remember, the Raiders are projected to have over $100 million in cap space. We have draft capital, we have flexibility. This offseason isn't about small tweaks, it's about direction. Before we break down whether this trade makes any sense and which free agents are actually worth the money, smash that like button if you bleed silver and black. And subscribe to Raiders Nation Update, but only if you're a real one. Let's hit that 2,000 subscriber goal and build the strongest Raider community on YouTube. All right, Nation, are we protecting the shield, or are we flipping the script? Raider Nation, free agency is about to explode. The franchise tag window is open. Teams have until March 3rd to lock guys down with a fully guaranteed 1-year deal. And when that window closes, that's when the chaos begins. And let me tell you something. If GM John Spytek is willing to spend, Las Vegas could become a major destination in 2026. All right, let's talk about 3 unlikely franchise tag candidates the Raiders need to monitor if they hit free agency. Because sometimes the biggest wins don't come from the obvious stars, they come from the diamond in the rough. First name, Nahshon Wright, cornerback for the Chicago Bears. Now this one is interesting. Wright led the NFL in takeaways in 2025. Let that sink in. The Bears picked off opposing quarterbacks 23 times last season, one of the best pass defenses in football, and Wright was a major reason why. He's 6'4". That's massive for a corner. Long arms, physical at the line, only 27 years old. And he just made his first Pro Bowl appearance. That's not hype, that's production. Now yes, he has moments in coverage that will make you scream at your TV. He's not perfect. But the ball production? You can't teach that. And here's something I love. He's got Oakland roots. You know what that means. There's history there. There's pride there. The reported number floating around is about $16 million per year. That's not cheap. But if you're trying to upgrade a secondary that needs more playmakers, that might be the price of doing business. Would you pay it, Raider Nation? Because turnovers change seasons. Romeo Doubs, the Kubiak fit. Nobody's talking about now. We've talked about him before, but he deserves another look. Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers. A Nevada product. That matters. Over the past 4 seasons, Doubs has been one of the most targeted receivers in Green Bay. He's not flashy, but he's dependable. And in 2025, he once again proved he can handle volume in a structured offense. Here's why this makes sense schematically. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur runs a system from the Shanahan-McVay tree, which overlaps heavily with what Clint Kubiak will bring to Vegas. Timing routes, play action, middle-of-the-field reads, red zone precision. The Raiders need red zone help. We've struggled finishing drives. Too many field goals, not enough touchdowns. Doubs isn't a 1,300-yard alpha receiver, but he's young, experienced, and still ascending. And if Green Bay prioritizes other free agents like Malik Willis or Rasheed Walker, Doubs could walk. And if he does, this feels like a smart system-based signing, not just a name grab. 3. Cam Curl. Winning culture in the secondary now. Here's the name that might excite me the most. Cam Curl from the Los Angeles Rams. Top 5 tackler at the safety position. Game-saving interception that helped push the Rams into the NFC Championship. Played more snaps than any Rams defender last season. That's durability, that's trust, that's leadership. And he learned under Sean McVay, which means he understands discipline, structure, and winning culture. The Raiders' back end needs help. Period. Yes, we have Jeremy Chin. Yes, Isaiah Polamau has flashed. But if you're serious about competing in the AFC West, you need impact players on the back end. Curl can tackle. He can cover. He can play multiple roles in the secondary. The price tag might be steep. But ask yourself this. When was the last time we felt truly confident about our safety play in big moments? Exactly. Big picture, Spytex moment. Here's the real story. The Raiders don't have a franchise tag level player to lock up right now. But that doesn't mean we sit back. It means we hunt. If other teams decide not to tag these guys, that's opportunity. Free agency isn't about winning headlines. It's about filling holes with players who fit your system, your timeline, and your culture. Nahshon Wright brings ball production. Romeo Doubs brings system familiarity and red zone value. Cam Curl brings versatility and winning DNA. If even one of these hits the market and Spytech is aggressive, that could change the direction of this defense overnight. Now I want to hear from you, Raider Nation. Which one are you prioritizing? Wright for turnovers? Doubs for offensive balance? Curl for defensive leadership? Drop your pick in the comments. Let's debate it like real football fans. Raider Nation, I need you to buckle up for this one. Because an NFL insider just floated a trade idea that would send Max Crosby to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for George Pickens and a first-round pick swap. Yeah, you heard that right. What's up, Raider Nation? This is Victor, and you're watching Raiders Nation Update, the home for real silver and black fans. If you bleed Raiders like I do, smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. We are pushing hard toward 2,000 subscribers, and only the real ones are riding with us on this journey. All right, let's talk about this madness. The proposed trade. According to ESPN insider Dan Graziano, the trade idea would look like this. Dallas sends George Pickens. Dallas sends the no. 20 overall pick in the 2026. Draft Raiders send Max Crosby. Raiders send the no. 36 overall pick. So essentially, we'd be moving up from 36 to 20, landing Pickens and giving up Crosby. On paper, it's explosive. Emotionally, it hurts. Let's talk about Max first. Max Crosby is not just a player. He's the identity of this defense. He's the heartbeat of the locker room, the motor, the tone setter, the guy who plays every snap like it's 4th and goal. He's due around $30 million per year over the next 2 seasons. And yes, there have been reports he could be looking for a fresh start. But trading Crosby isn't just a roster move. It's a cultural reset. Can you replace his production? Maybe. Can you replace his leadership and intensity? That's a different conversation. Now, George Pickens is no joke. Let's be real. George Pickens just had a monster season in Dallas. 93 receptions, 8th in the NFL, 1,429 receiving yards, 3rd in the league, 9 touchdowns, 8th overall. Those are elite numbers. He set career highs across the board. He's a vertical threat. He wins contested catches. He stretches the field in a way we've been missing. Imagine him in Clint Kubiak's system. Play action, deep crossers, isolation routes, red zone fades. If we're drafting a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza, giving him a WR1 like Pickens would change everything overnight. And here's the financial angle Graziano mentioned. Dallas is already paying CeeDee Lamb top-tier WR money. They may not want to give Pickens another massive contract. But the Raiders? We're not locked into that kind of WR cap structure. So, from a pure cap perspective, it makes sense. The draft pick swap moving from 36 to 20 is not nothing. At 20 overall, you're talking legitimate first-round talent. Crosby is elite, yes. But is he more valuable long-term than a 25-year-old receiver coming off a top 3 yardage season plus moving up 16 spots in the draft? That's the calculation. And Dallas reportedly lacks a day 2 pick right now. So, from their side, they're solving roster balance issues too. It's bold, it's risky, it's the kind of trade that defines a front office for years. My honest take. As a fan, I hate the idea of losing Max. As someone trying to look at this strategically, I understand why the conversation exists. If Crosby truly wants out, you cannot let him walk for nothing. If you're rebuilding around a young QB, elite offensive weapons matter more than ever in today's NFL. But here's my question to Raider Nation. Are we building this team around offense now? Or do we stay true to what Raiders football has always been? Defense, toughness, pass rush, intimidation? Because once Max is gone, that identity shifts. And that's not a small thing. This is still just an insider pitch. Nothing official. But the fact that national media is even connecting Crosby and Pickens tells you something. The Raiders are in the middle of a crossroads moment. This offseason could reshape the franchise. Now I want to hear from you. Would you trade Max Crosby for George Pickens and the number 20 pick? Or is Crosby untouchable? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Let's debate this like real football fans. And if you're rocking with Raider Nation Update, hit that like button and subscribe. We're chasing 2,000 subscribers, and every single real Raider fan in here is helping us get there. This is Victor. And no matter what happens, just win, baby.